Live now. So what's going down? Long overdue. Welcome.
Man, I'm in here. I made it.
Yeah,
I made it in here now. Yeah, man, it's live. Shout out to Pico, man. I done finally made it over here to the young folks. You know, the old folks, we call y'all the young folks. I made it over here to the young folks station. You know what I'm saying? Well, you know, while all that noise and shit be going on, I know your neighbors be complaining, nigga, but I'm in here, man. CEO is in the building. Shout out to all the HighThoughtsTV alumni, man, and the people that are tapped in to Pico, man. Salute, man.
Yeah. So if you have been tuned into whether it's my show or just in Texas, I'm sure y'all have seen his face or heard the name before. But for the new people that haven't, go ahead, let them know who we rocking with today.
Man, it's the one and only CEO Hockley, man, a.k.a. G County Boss Man, man. You know what time it is, man. If you don't know, we out here in the Houston, Galveston Metroplex, man, and it's G County's finest, man, sitting on the couch today, man. I done made it to the I done made it to the beige couch. I done been on the blue couch, now I'm on the beige couch.
Yeah, for sure. So I know you've done like your fair share of interviews, but I'm still walking down, you know what I'm saying, from the beginning up to now.
I ain't doing no tripping, man. We in here.
Yeah, so let us know, you know, I know you said you're G County Boss, man. Let us know, like, if that's your stomping grounds and what, you know, those early days were like for you growing up.
Oh, where I was raised, yeah. So I'm from Galveston, Texas. Cedar Terrace Project. Cedar Terrace raised, Cricket Split paid. Straight like that, man. Yeah, you know, grew up in the 90s, grew up in the crack era, grew up in the gang era. Ended up going to prison, doing time on Ferguson. I ended up going to prison at 17. You know what I'm saying? At 17, survived that shit, made it out of that shit, and ended up getting my life back on track and, you know, taking care of business. Be able to be here now, I'm 45, still alive, and be able to be in a position to take care of myself and my family. So, yeah, man, my story like every other black person's story, man. But the difference is, man, you know, I grew up in the shit, Pico. You know, I show you pictures, man, from 13 on up, man. And when I say grow up in it, meaning when I went outside my door, the game was outside my door. Whether it was drugs, whether it was gangs, whether it's whatever. Like, you know what I'm saying? I joined the Crips because they was outside my door. They wasn't on the internet. Wasn't no internet. Like when you walked outside, that's what you was dealing with, right? So that's how I ended up in the gang life and gang banging, which all led me to prison, led me down a path of destruction.
So, you know, like being a CEO, a boss, you have to have a hustler mindset aside from like whatever you picked up right outside the door. So if you can, paint us like you walking out the door, you headed to whether it's the bus stop, school, or whatever, or just going around the neighborhood. What are you seeing at this time?
Well, I told this story before, man, and I could tell it here at back in the day, we used to get food stamps, man. I don't know if you know this, man, but they used to come a little booklet of food stamps, and they would mail your mother food stamps. Everybody in the projects would get a package, you know, kind of like the promotional stuff you get now, right? Back then, that's how they delivered your food stamp. This before digital, before internet. Everybody got their food stamps in the mail. If you got $1,000 of food stamps, you got booklets, $1 booklets, $10 booklets, $20 booklets, $50 booklets, like that they sent out. And each booklet represented how much money you was allotted based on your, you know, your welfare credentials or whatever. So everybody got them at the first of the month. This is why we talk about food stamp. Ain't no EBT card. You had to get the book, and people would take your book or steal your mail. So the people delivering the mail would make sure they put your book in your hand.
Right.
That way your family could eat that month or whatever. Well, when you say walk out the door, man, my mama sent me to the store, and whenever you went to go exchange food stamps, so let's say I have a $10 food stamp, right? You could go buy $1 bag of chips, and they'll give you back real money.
Oh man!
Right, yeah. Back then, this how the game was, right? So you can actually go pay for your food stamps, and they'll give you back real money, right? This just how the little system was. The food stamp system was set up, but my mama would always say, okay, go to the store, and you know, you really want the booklet. That way you could tear the 10 out, or you could take some out, even though the bullet got a count on them, but we young. So my mama sent me to the store, man. I go to the store, and it's right out my door in Cedar Terrace Projects. I'm 10 years old. I go to what we say is the corner store. And when you walked in the corner store back then, before like Korean people or Middle Eastern people ran the corner store, it used to be white people, right? White people established these stores in our neighborhood. So we kind of knew each other. The white people knew us, we knew them. So you had like credit you could do at the store. Like you could actually walk in the store. You know how the man at the store know you? Yeah. He'll pull out a card and write your name down for whatever you got. If you got some cigarillos, he'll write it down, and you'll come back at the end of the month to pay him.
So run you a tab.
It's run you a tab. That's when the white folks own the neighborhood stores. Yeah. That's what's going on. It was like a community thing. So the white folks knew me, came in there, knew my mother, knew my grandmother. But when I walked in the store, I got followed in the store by somebody that was outside the store. But I'm 10 years old. Unbeknownst to me, I didn't know. So walking around the store, he walking around the store, and he saw that I had the book of food stamps, and I said, "Yeah, man, I'm getting my mama some stuff." Right, get the stuff. He saw me purchase the stuff, and what I did was after I purchased it, I put the book of food stamps in the bag. You know how you have a paper bag, the stuff, and I put it in the bag because ain't no sense in holding it in my hand.
Right.
So I left the store, go to walking back home, and the nigga basically robbed me. Ran up behind me, punched me in my head, took the motherfucking bag, the food stamps, the bag, all that shit, and robbed me. And that's literally outside my door at 10 years old in the Cedar Terrace Projects. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Come back inside terrified, crying. My mama, my uncles, guns get pulled out. Everybody go back around there. It's another thing I realized when people act like they didn't see nothing. Because the people that was outside act like they ain't know who it was. Right? So I thought it was as simple as tell my mama and they gonna get in trouble. Because you tell mama, everybody get in trouble.
Right.
Well, I tell my mama, she tell her brothers, everybody show up, we go around there, and everybody act like they ain't know what happened.
So from there, you just chalk it up to the game? Or?
No, from there, man, that was, we ain't gonna even put no gangster shit on there. From there, I was traumatized. Like, I knew at a young age, from then on, don't be friendly with people you don't know. Like, people will take advantage of you. I'm talking about, this is me crying, this is me scared.
Right.
You feel me? Yeah, but then as you grow, you turn into that in which you're scared of, that in which you don't want to be. You become that in which you don't want to affect you. So you become a predator and start being preyed on.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so I'm just saying that's the stuff I'm introduced outside my door, and that's just the environment. So when I say that, it's like in today's time, the streets is the internet. Yeah, niggas is Bloods and Crips and go outside they door, and everybody outside they door Jehovah's Witnesses. Like, yeah, like this activity ain't even in their home, right? But it's on the internet, and the internet is influencing them to replicate what they see. For me, it was like that, man. I got robbed at 10 years old.
And from that 10-year-old you where you were robbed, had there been maybe some brothers, uncles, other siblings, family members that were a part of the gang culture at that time, or what?
Right. So at that time, man, I was fortunate enough to I'm saying it right. I was old enough. I'm old enough to remember a time when it wasn't crack. So you gotta remember this activity is driven by what's becoming the crack epidemic.
Right.
So when crack comes out, I'm a little kid, right? And crack ain't crack. It's the new thing. Like, let's say it's Molly. When Molly come out, or whatever they doing, Tunchi, like whatever is new, it's just new. You're not a crackhead yet. Yeah, nobody sees this new drug that's intensifying your high, that's making you fucking hang out all night as bad, right? Yeah. So, some of my older cousins that was of age end up getting on it and end up doing all kind of weird stuff. So, like you say, other things was going on. Like one of my cousins got addicted to it, and niggas was stealing niggas VCRs, video games was being stole. Like this is at the crush of the crack epidemic and people getting addicted to it. So you had situations where we was friends, we would spend the night over each other's houses. And about 6, 7 months into this crack epidemic, my homeboy mama killed my other homeboy mama. Like just because they got addicted to it, ended up stabbing one. So it's stuff like that I was able to, unfortunately enough, experience as a kid because it was outside my door. It wasn't on YouTube.
Right.
This was happening in real time.
Yeah. So what was your introduction, if you're able to speak on it, to the gang culture, the street life?
Well, the gang culture was the same thing. It evolved from being crack epidemics to being, you could just say this, like when you growing up in a community like the one you in now, there's always a rivalry there. It's always a north side, south side, this or that. It's a natural rivalry that exists based on similarities but differences. Yeah. Right? Like, yeah, man, like, you know what I'm saying? Man, that's them east side niggas, or that's them north side niggas. So we already had rivalries that exist, whether it was football, dancing, different things like that. So when the crack epidemic come on, those rivalries are intense because money, drugs, ignorance is produced. And then once that's intense, you get like a movie like Colors coming out that gives you an identity to this rivalry.
Right.
Yeah, Colors gave street culture identity to the rivalry you had with the north side. So now north side ride blue, south side ride red. You understand what I'm saying? Even if it ain't a gang thing, just it's still an identity. Yeah. It gives you this identity. So when you say the gang part come across, I can remember, man, the gang stuff kicked off again. It's the generation in front of me. But in my generation, us being in middle school, we was like at Wise Middle School, and I think middle school is what, like 5th and 6th grade, right? We have a big gang fight, projects against projects, right? And that was the first kickoff for me of gang activity.
And prior to that, was there maybe like some niggas you knew that was already in there and you was just cool with? And
right. Or say, for instance, man, you may live over here and your mama moved over there.
Oh, okay.
Like, because you got to remember this rivalry doesn't exist amongst our parents.
Right.
They never heard of an OG. Nothing before this gang shit come in. Like, yeah, before gang culture hit Texas in the 80s, nobody know what a fucking OG is. That ain't even conversation.
Yeah. Yeah, so
yeah, that ain't even brought up. That's some California stuff, right? That's California culture. We not calling people OGs.
Right.
Or the old folk, they call them old heads or things like that. It ain't no OG in Texas culture before California gang culture is exploited through movies like Colors and NWA and other things. That's when the OG shit come in, when the rap shit come in.
Yeah. So prior to the gang exposure within Texas, what would you say, at least in that time, was the culture in the area you in? Is it just a lot of hustling ass niggas?
No, it's like I'm telling you, it's street culture and it's rivalries.
Okay.
At the time that gang culture already existed, like everybody had a West End gang. This gang. Yeah, the rivalries already existed.
It just wasn't no name.
Yeah, even if you was from Chicago, you was BD or GD. Like, the gang culture existed in the black community itself. But the identifying of Crips, Bloods, Blue Rag, Red Rag, kill a nigga because he got this color on, the instructions of your rivalry, right? Yeah. Didn't come about until hip-hop music, Colors came out. Now, let's say, for instance, if they did a movie in the early 80s and promoted it like for Chicago gang culture. We'll all be BDs and GDs. As you see now, niggas is that because of the music.
Mm-hmm.
That's how the shit spread, not because it's outside their neighborhood.
Yeah. Okay, so was there ever a point in time where maybe whether it be your parents or elders or people in the family that they found out about the gang banging? Like, and what was their initial reaction when they like find out that you not just they sweet little baby?
Well, they was able to grow up as I'm growing up, my mother's growing up too. So my mother had me when she was 17, right?
Oh, okay.
So as I grow up, my mother grow up. When I'm 10, she 27.
Yeah.
Am I making sense?
Right.
So me and my mother are growing up together, and they have watched the neighborhood change. Yeah, this ain't the neighborhood they grew up in. This ain't the situation they grew up in, but they couldn't control it, man. My mama working 2 jobs. You know what I'm saying? She dealing with her own things that she dealing with. You know, I've been unfortunate enough to see my mama work at Popeyes, go to Popeyes, and she get jumped by her coworkers, stuff like that. Like, it's just the environment we growing up in.
Right.
Am I making sense? So it ain't like, oh, my baby innocent, my baby sweet. Like, nah, it's like you gotta become a man quick.
Yeah.
Mama need help. Like, yeah, mama need help. So you gotta get active quick. And you can't stay vulnerable and weak for long, because you see what happened when I walked to the stove. You're gonna get took advantage of. You're gonna get ate in the jungle, man. And you know, I don't want young people to listen to that and seem that I'm telling the story as if I'm bragging. I'm just telling you, like, these are real experiences that cultivated the mentality you see in older men today, right? For the people that went through that.
So I noticed that you're referencing your mother a lot. I feel like one thing that's common within not all Black families and households, but a vast majority, a good amount, is a lot of people grow up without a father.
Right.
And in your case, was that the case? And
it was the case. Meaning, like, shout out to my pops, because my pops ended up giving me a lot of culture that will help me later in life. So I was growing up with my mother, and my daddy was growing too. When my daddy had me, he was a street dude. He lived in the streets, but he decided to change his life. But changing his life meaning leaving me behind, right? Because, you know, your woman ain't changing with you. You know, now when I'm growing up, it's like, oh, my daddy didn't care. But it's a great thing that he did change his life. So my father left the streets, went back to school, and got his college degree, finished college like at 36. He probably went back when he was 30. But he had to leave Galveston. He came up here to Houston, Southwest Side, Chimney Rock area, which ended up being like Southwest Cholos and all Mexicans. But he came up here in the 80s, and he didn't forget about me, but he had a different life. So he would come pick me up. He would come look out for me, but he had a whole different life. He ended up getting married. He gave his life to God. You know, he was away from the projects and away from that life. Well, my mother wasn't letting me go. You understand what I'm saying? So it's just a typical thing. But to answer your question, I had a father. He wasn't present in my day-to-day, but I could get on the phone and call him. But when them niggas start trying to whoop a nigga, he couldn't help a nigga. Mm. Yeah, when we dealing with whatever situation we dealing with, he couldn't help us because he was on his own journey.
Yeah. So where some things that, granted, you say you picked up some good culture and things from him. But
right, for him bringing me to Houston.
Right.
So now, by me spending time with my father, by my father marrying, it becomes what they call a blended family. Yeah. So now I got a lot of associations in Houston. So he moved from the Southwest Side, ended up buying a house in Northwood Manor. So now I got people from the Southwest that I went to birthday parties with, kicked it with. Now I'm over here on the north side. Then he ended up doing real good, man. In that era of gangs and drugs, it was another era going on called computers. Yeah. Right? And he ended up getting into computer science back then. and ended up working at Hewlett Packard and all these Compact and stuff like that, the way he ended up buying a home in Humble. So I'm saying being able to see that. My mother was a church-going person, but my father was like a devoted Christian. No TV in the house. Like he was really trying to get away from the satanic energy that was consuming our culture. So by going to his house, I would say I got more understanding of religion, of being faithful, of being spiritual, so to speak. Yeah. Early on, you see what I'm saying? Even though I wasn't with it, I got exposed to it. That those things, what I mean by coaching me later in life.
Yeah, and I also want to ask this a little bit, fast forward to like now time, because I see like you very active and you make it a point to show like I'm with my kids I'm picking them up from school, I'm at baseball, you know what I'm saying? So were those early experiences like maybe where you did feel like, okay, he left me for a little bit, did that maybe put something inside you to be like, you know what, when I'm in that position, I want to fill them gaps.
Right. So the thing is that, man, you can't complain about something and not have no solution to it. Yeah. Right. Here's the problem. Black people, older black people will tell you how white people destroyed the community. They'll give you the story that white people took the father out of the household. Have you ever heard that? Yeah. They will even tell you when they start doing it, when did they start doing it, and the effects of doing it, right? But though that same man or that same person that's giving you that game or that wisdom is not currently in a household. Yeah. Like, how can you know what created the problem and you not be a solution to it? Yeah. Yeah, why you not married? Where your kids? So it's one thing to point out where things went wrong. It's another thing to be the solution to that. So it wasn't so much as just my father. It was that, for instance, I wanted a parent that was a business owner. When I look back, like, damn, man, I wish, well, why I'm not one for mine? Yeah, yeah. Am I making sense? Sure. So just want to get past the wishing aspect of it and being able to produce the things you think are solutions. Okay. Yeah, no, that makes a lot of sense. Does that make sense? So if you feel like you right about something, quit trying to be right. And what's the solution? Yes, they ran the black for, but are you in a house? What's the sense of knowing that if you can't do nothing about it, or you not doing nothing about it? Oh, you just want to use the information to educate people, but not help nobody. Yeah. You know what they say, you can't change the world unless you change yourself. You can't change the world unless you change yourself. So whenever you hear somebody say that again, just ask them, well, are you in the house? Where your kids? Because we know that's the problem, right? Right. Yeah. Just going back another step before we move forward. So you mentioned earlier that you had bumped your head, did a little time in prison. Right. So let's talk leading up to that. Like at 17, where's CEO Hockley, Robert Hockley's mindset at that time? Oh man, I'm on a one-way trip to prison, a one-way trip to hell, man. You gotta understand, in that era, making it to 18 was niggas ain't make it to 18. If you made it to 21, you was OG. Like, just really going through those struggles and those battles, it was worse then than it is now. You know what I'm saying? We see a lot of ignorance, but the 90s was way worse. You couldn't go places. There's no cameras. There's no way to kids. It's just bodies. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's just bodies. So it was, for me, I was just on a one-way trip to prison. I accepted death. I accepted prison. Whichever one came first, I was ready. So wasn't no thought of getting away. It's just part of the game. You know what I'm saying? Do the crime, do the time. If I got a smoky in broad daylight behind the issue we had going on, that's just how you handle it. Okay, so you go to prison. Prior to prison, had there already been like a couple mishaps, like, oh, I'm in the county, or was it like, boom, I get caught? Oh no, I started going to jail at 13. I started going to like detention, being arrested, my friends getting murder cases. I told you my brother coming home next month after 30 years. So The law enforcement aspect of my life started at the age of 13, the time I turned a teenager.
Yeah.
Yeah, like because it's outside my door.
Right.
I'm not saying it to say I'm tough. I'm saying this what was going on outside my door.
Yeah, and just from being in the mix,
just from being in the mix. My best friend now, he caught a body at 14. Did 14 years, got out when he was 28. Like this what was going on when we walked outside the door. This wasn't no the way we talk about it now. We ain't even call it bodies back then. It was like 187. Like we using the LA code for murder. Yeah. Do you understand? A smoker nigga ass. Like it's just as simple as that. But that's what was going on outside the door, not on the internet, but on the porch.
Yeah, and I feel like that's like it's crazy because, like you said, back then it's no internet, it's no this, it's no that. It ain't really even no OGs yet. But now, fast forward to today, you see shit, damn near history repeating itself, but if not speeding up. Like at that point in time, with there being no internet or OG, so what was the introduction to young niggas getting guns? Young niggas.
No, so that's the thing. Because there's no internet and no there are OGs. The OGs are just a generation in front of us.
Right.
So if I'm 17, the OG is 21, 22. Same way like it is now. You may get somebody 29, 30, but this ain't really their era. Yeah, am I making sense? This is not their era, but the thing was this. This is why you get DP or checking in, because there was no internet, and the only way you could really get your stripes is in your neighborhood or on your block. You had somewhat of a structure. Yeah. Because you had to go outside with the people. Now we get on the internet and gather. You had to gather with those people outside on the corner. Yeah. So if you got ran off the corner, or you got this or that, it was known that you was a weenie, as they say today. But back then they say you a buster or you a mark. But you knew that from being within the community of street niggas.
Yeah. So let's talk another thing that brought everybody outside at that time, like the Kappa Beach parties and things like that that's going on.
Right.
What's the aesthetic like for you out there? Is it just like, okay, we got a bunch of people coming into town?
No, so I'll tell you this, man. The Kappa Beach started in the early '90s with and again, man, I'm gonna say this on camera, nigga. The Kappa Beach party was the baddest, dopest event ever in the United States. Fuck the freak nigga. Shout out to Atlanta. Fuck the freak nigga. Nigga, the Kappa Beach party is where it went down, man. So it started with the fraternity of Kappas coming down to Galveston to celebrate as colleges and stuff, right? Probably in 90 or 91. I didn't even know nothing about it until probably 95 or 94, right before I went to jail. No, I went to jail in 95, so it was 94. The first time I realized that it was a lot of people because I got in trouble. I was on juvenile probation. I had to get a job, and I worked at Burger King, which was by the beach. So I went to Burger King one day, and the motherfucker packed. Nothing but niggas in this bitch, packed. Everybody is just packed like a motherfucker. I'm 16, and that's my first time hearing or knowing that it was a weekend where everybody comes down and party and celebrate. Yeah. So that's 94. The next year I go to prison, which is 95. I don't know if I went that year or not. I probably didn't, but I was aware of it. But it hadn't become the Kappa yet. Right. It haven't became what we know as the Kappa. It doesn't become the Kappa until Screw started hitting in 96, 97. Mm-hmm. Yeah, when you hear it on the mixtapes and you hear it like, and I was in jail. I didn't return back to the Kappa until 03. Yeah.
So going from being free, you free, you able to work, function with your partners, family, females, or whatever at that time. So that time that you do reach that sentencing, when you in court, they tell you that you're going to prison for however long.
Right.
From that point to when you get to prison, how long does it take you to realize, okay, I'm gonna be in this bitch for a minute? It's not just going to the county and coming home.
Right. So you're dealing with a couple things, man. I had every warning to know that it wasn't gonna go right with me. Just period. For my brother, going a year prior to my homeboy. So it's like it's my turn, right? Ain't no getting away, right? It's my turn. Is the mentality. But when you 17, you thinking about the people you went to school with. You thinking about graduating. So just thinking about it. People are getting ready to go to prom. People are getting ready to graduate. Here I am headed to prison. Ain't no graduation ceremony. You understand what I'm saying? Like I done signed up and I done participated under a whole different code, right? And it was hurtful, man. It was tears, it was crying, it was anger. The tears turned to anger, the anger turned to frustration. Even though I put myself in a situation, yeah, I was just if I had to describe my mentality, it was anger. It was just all anger, just nothing else. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, for the scenario. So I was like I say a lot online. I was just a rotten ass nigga that was mad. Yeah.
So when you reach your cell, like where they gonna house you for however long you sentenced, one, how was that initial
Okay,
meeting?
so the county jail. First, I was in the county. I bonded out, and I came right back after I got my time to the pod. Let's just say pod. Back then it was flow. Got right back to the flow. It was Galveston County old jail, two flow, second floor, 2E, another gladiator type, institution. Because you got to remember, if the streets are wild and there's no cameras, jail is way wilder.
Right.
Yeah, jail is way wilder at this point, man. I mean, from people getting raped, from all kind of stuff. People getting broomsticks stuck in their ass. Like jail is completely off the chain. Like, yeah, it's completely another death trap. You know what I'm saying? You escape the streets just to run into jail in this death trap. But after being sentenced, they had me back on the same flow, 2E. We rocking and rolling. Now it's just getting prepared to go to prison, which my mentality is back then it was like if you go into prison, we had a saying in the 90s. The 90s saying was keep it real. Like, keep it real. Man, oh, you all right, man, hold your head up, keep it real. Meaning like stay down for for what you put down. So when I was headed to prison, that's what it take 45 days back then. After you get sentenced, it takes 45 days for the state to pick you up. You are no longer, you are property of the state of Texas. Yeah, and the state will come in 45 days to pick up their property. And once they pick you up, they'll tell you where you going or what's going on. I went to Holiday Unit, was the first unit. I never really adjusted to prison, bro. I had an 8-year sentence. I did 7 years, 3 months, and 10 days on a 7-year sentence. I never adjusted to prison because prison was slavery back then. It was concentration camps. Like white boys treating niggas bad and getting away with it.
Yeah, especially like I know that you went to one of the more prominent units in Texas, being Ferguson,
Right.
and just from us networking online, I see that there's a lot of other notable people that you function with and maybe met along the way. How did some of those connections come prior to, or like for instance the Hollywoods, the Dewberries, the Charlestons, etc. Like where did some of these connections start coming into play?
Well, my first unit was Clemens unit in Brazilia. It's probably about like an hour or so away from here, and that bitch called Burning Hell. That's what they came to do an interview with me about, and the story on was about Clemens and Brazilia. Ferguson came probably like 2 years into my sentence. And I met Hollywood and them. I met Blue Hands and them on Clemens. So it's like, think of it like a fraternity of going to different schools or colleges. It's like that, but these ain't colleges. These are plantations. Right. So I met other slaves on other plantations.
Gorillas.
Yeah. Do you see what I'm saying? And when you walk through that door, it is what it is, man. Like back then, when you walk through the door, they had a thing called checking you. Like you had to get checked. Like this is just what it is. This is what prison is. Everybody got to get their manhood check coming through the door. Why? Because we at war in prison. Not only are we at war with the white boys that run the prison, we at war with the Mexicans and the white boys that's locked up. So just because you coming off the street playing tough, we need to know you really tough, because it's gonna be a situation where your life or my life is in either one of our hands, right? And we got to know you about that.
Right.
Yeah, ain't no coming through the door with your reputation. You got to come through the door with your heart. You feel me? And the motherfucking heart check was like, it was dirty. Like, it wasn't supposed to be fair. Yeah, it was supposed to see if you could stand up to adversity. You know? So they would, sometimes they'll jump you. Niggas done got as low down as jumping niggas' ass. Other times, so the worst case scenario is you come through the door and niggas jump you. Right? Niggas just jump on you just because. You're a Houston niggas, Dallas niggas just jump on you. Like, fuck you, nigga. We don't give a fuck where you from. You from Braeswood, Southport, nigga, fuck you. Yeah, nigga jump you, take all your shit. Other scenarios, they do this thing called backdooring you, right? See, we had backdooring you before the way y'all use backdooring you. In Texas prison culture, backdooring you meaning like a nigga, you fight multiple people. So it'll be like, okay, me and Pico gonna fight, and they'll line it up. So me and you will start fighting, and then all of a sudden in the fight, you'll stop, and another nigga will jump in and just square up with you and start fighting. And you don't know how long this gonna go on because you only signed up to fight Pico.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like it start, and then that's the whole point, to confuse you, and you know what I'm saying, make you fold up. And you know, a lot of people folded up.
Yeah.
So, you know what I'm saying?
Is this soon as you getting off like the bus per se? Like, okay.
This once you leave, like, so they got, just think of it as intake. They gotta bring you somewhere to process you. Take your blood, cut your hair, run tests on you, shit like that. And those are what you call state jail facilities. So again, niggas be on here talking about going to prison. A lot of people go to the state jail prison, which is similar to the county. It's like a processing unit or just a holding facility. They even call them transit units.
Yeah.
As they process you to see where they could classify you to put you and stuff like that. The whole goal was of those units, right? And it's multiple of those units, was to keep you away from hardened criminals who've been doing time on Ferguson. Before, you would go to the penitentiary and go straight to Ferguson unit, like from the streets. The Ferguson unit, that's fucked up. Like, you get right there, niggas able to, you know. So they like, nah, we shouldn't have these people mingling with these people. And that's when they start coming up with things like, you are an offender, you are an inmate when you come in. If you already been in prison and you've been doing time, you're a convict. So they don't want to send you to the convict form. They want to keep you in these different things. But I fucked up. I went through the transit facility with the gang mentality, the street mentality, young nigga, what I want something to prove, and fucked that up, and they send me straight to Clemens. After that, they say, nah, this nigga here needs to go over here. And with Hidden Clemens, it was that. It was hard check coming through the door.
Yeah. And so, like you said, at the moment of the sentencing, you know, there's a lot of emotions, and even going through the jail prison system, like you say, you never adjusted. So as soon as you touch down, is your mentality like, man, any nigga play with me in here, I'm gonna snap.
Right. So I'm angry, bro. Like, I'm crying, it's tears, I'm wiping my tears, I'm angry. So for me, fighting was just a release of that anger. Like, yeah, so well, you out here, you like, hey, how you doing? You want to be mannerable to people. To me, it's like, I don't know you, fuck you. Yeah, nigga, I'm fucked up, you gonna be fucked up. Like, yeah, so ain't no, hey, Pico, you kind of cool now. Fuck you, Pico. What size shoes them is? Like, we just into the shit, nigga. I think something weak about you. Yeah. And it got nothing to do with you. It's just my attitude. Yeah, nigga, I don't think you could represent that, nigga. What size them is, nigga? Yeah, and it ain't gangster. It's frustration. Right. It's agitation. It's ignorance to the highest degree, because prison is the only environment I've been in where ignorance is rewarded. Meaning, like, me rushing you, taking your shoes, whooping you is rewarded. Yeah. Does that make sense? It ain't looked at like, Oh man, why you doing that, man? Why you fucking with niggas? No, this shit is rewarded. This shit is applauded, right?
Yeah.
So just like with anything, man, once they start clapping for you, guess what you do?
Show up for the.
You keep doing it. Yeah. So it was that approach. So going into them situations, I was scared, I was nervous, but I understood what I was dealing with at the same time. I understood who I needed to be when the pressure was on.
Right. Okay. So aside from like that shell of frustration that most people are getting from you, who are the first person or people that are able to break through that you feel like, okay, like I'm fucking with this person, or I feel like I can trust or open up to them about my early on life.
Are you talking about in prison?
Mm-hmm.
Well,
like that first person, that first connection.
When you get there, you first connect with people from your area or your town. Right. So it's like, oh, such and such here. My nigga Theron Joe was over there. Randy, Block C, the dude is at the store. He was over there. Like you run into people from your neighborhood, right? And I tell a story that the dude, my homeboy Roger Campbell, Rip, was there too. He ended up getting murdered when I was there. That's the one that I be telling y'all about. But yeah, when you get in that environment, you identify with the people that's from your town or the people that you grew up with. And then from there, you start meeting other people, like-minded people, you know what I'm saying, like you. Not so much on a friendly tip, just on a real tip. Like, you see how niggas get down, you see how niggas rock, and you start picking sides. Back then, the line was really drawn. It was more Crips than anything. If you was a blood, you pretty much got your ass whooped. Ain't no doubt about it. But other than the Crip and bloodline, it was a North Texas, South Texas thing. Houston versus Dallas. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's where the line was drawn. Yeah, Cowboys versus the Oilers. Like, the Mavericks versus the Rockets. Yeah. Like, the line was drawn down those lines. You know what I'm saying?
So what, at this time, like, are niggas in there where they fighting over the TV to see, okay, we're going to watch the Oilers or we're going to watch the Cowboys?
Right, the Cowboys winning. And niggas from Houston don't like the Cowboys. Niggas from Dallas holding down. You ever met a Cowboys fan?
Man.
You ever met a funk ass Cowboys? Shout out to them funk ass Cowboys fans, man. Shout out to y'all funk ass. Yeah, you ever met a funk ass Cowboys fan? Guess what? You don't want to meet one in prison. Nigga, you don't want to meet one of them funky motherfuckers in prison. Them some dirty, rotten motherfuckers. And they die hard.
Yeah.
They die hard. I'm an Oilers fan. I'm not a diehard Oilers fan, but I'm going to say this. I went to prison thinking I was a Cowboys fan. Till I got around them Dallas and Fort Worth niggas. Nah, them niggas diehard Cowboys fan, nigga. For real. Straight up, man. Shout out to my D-Town and Fort Worth niggas, man. But back then, that's how the lines was drawn.
Yeah.
Yeah, coming through the door, man. You know what I'm saying? Either from the north or you from the south.
So another thing that I've heard you speak on, just because, again, Ferguson, I feel like, aside from what it is in real life on the internet, is one of the most spoken about prison units, like out of Texas at least.
Right.
We've seen other people come out with stories. One person's story that I've seen you speak on, you already know where I'm going. OG Percy.
Right.
You basically said that a lot of what he was saying wasn't the truth,
right?
Based upon like what you saw in there.
Right.
Now, what do you feel about his story? It just didn't line up with what you witnessed being there.
Pico, you full of shit. Pico, you full of shit, man. You goddamn shit. So you want to go, okay? OG Percy. What that nigga say? Tales from a wimp. You know what I'm saying? OG Percy, tales from a wimp, right? You know, I don't know, man. It's like this, man. To be honest with you, man, I wish OG Percy never spoke on Ferguson unit. I'm saying that to say, like you say, y'all don't know about Beto unit. Y'all don't know about Cofield unit. Y'all don't know about Michael's unit. Y'all don't know about Terrell unit, which was the death row unit. Y'all don't know nothing about none of these other units like that. They are not popular places. because none of them have a mascot like OG Percy. That's why they not popular. None of them have an internet character like OG Percy promoting them or putting them out. Ferguson wasn't the worst unit in the system when I was in the system. It was Terror Unit in Livingston, Polanski Unit now. It was called Terror, like Terrel, and they turned it to Terror Unit. Yeah, they had to change the name of that bitch. So you know how Ferguson has the name Gladiator School. Yeah. So you had Gladiator School and you had Terror Unit. Yeah, like nobody wanted to go to Terror Unit. Sure. Yeah, you understand what I'm telling you. But you don't hear the stories of Terror Unit because Terror Unit doesn't have a mascot or an internet character to popularize it in its context. So now Ferguson infamously lives on the internet as a prestigious rites of passage type place, and it wasn't that. So that's my problem with OG Percy, because he came in 2010 when he was 40 years old and Gladiator School was long over with. He has a thing where he say when he came, he ran with young niggas and he put young niggas out there. He ain't fuck with old niggas. You old niggas was done for, right? But see, I think in our context of speaking, I didn't go to prison at 40. See, I'm the young nigga he talking about. Am I making sense? Yeah, I'm the young nigga he talking about. So I went in at 19. I went in at 17 and got out at 25.
Versus.
Yeah, he went in at 40 and got out at 43.
Yeah. So you said that the Gladiator School was long over when he got there. So what changed that?
The same way they cleaned up the streets. So y'all remember the 90s is fucked up in the world, so it's super fucked up in prison. To where you would have units like Terror Unit. You would have units like Clemens Unit, the Burning Hell. You would have units like Ferguson, Gladiator School, where white folks have created an environment of murder, death, rape, and whatever the fuck you think about. Like, it was nothing for you to come through the door and a nigga fuck you. Do you understand what I'm saying? Yeah. So what they wanted to do was make prison safer because they are trying to clean up the streets also. Right. Am I making sense? So they went about a process same way they did no bullying. You know, one time niggas was bullying niggas. Now it's like if you bullying, report. Same thing. All the bullies end up in prison. So they wanted to clean up the system from that. They didn't want that happening because they know it creates a super predator type mindset. So in 2003, they created a thing called Safe Prison Act, where they went about reforming the prisons. And the way they did it was to get rid of all the racist white guards and the old guard that was controlling and forcing niggas to fight each other and fuck over people. Right. So that's what they did as a form of protection and making prison safe. Where they put phones in the day room, you could call home for help. You know, you could get help now. Well, before, it's no cameras, no phones. You'll be dead 3 weeks before your mama find out. Do you understand? Yeah. And then we'll tell her what happened. Now it's cameras, it's phones, it's all that stuff. That's how they did to try to make prison safer. Not to say prison still ain't dangerous, but it's not that. Right. And I'm making sense. The streets are safer than they are in the 90s, but the streets still ain't a place to fuck around in. Right. But you can go somewhere with a color on and nobody fuck with you, but nobody gun you down, right? Yeah. So that's the difference. He came in 2010, and that was 7 years after the Safe Prison Act had been invoked. But he was so happy to make it to the Ferguson unit that had the reputation and the name that he was willing to, you know, do whatever he say because he finally made it over there. But he tell you that shit was over with. Yeah. That's why he went on his whatever the fuck he called that shit. that he went on. But again, you know, my thing with Percy is just that, just explaining the truth, man. I ain't trying to stop his stardom or none of that shit. I definitely ain't trying to beat him up. Nigga definitely ain't fucking with me at all on no level. You understand what I'm saying? Right. But it got to be a balance to the bullshit. The bullshit can't be way up here and the real shit just down here. So I'm trying to goddamn me bring that shit like this or like that. It got to be a balance. So he go on Real Life Street Stars. And that shit pissed me off when he talked about not writing or visiting his kids, right? Because you got to understand this as a person that been in jail, man. I was able to transform my life. Prison is a place you could transform your life. If you do want to do the right things, if you do want to get your life back on track, the white folks are giving you the time to think, right? And one things that make you not think, one of the things that make me less angry is that I got visits. Is that people on the outside finally felt like they had an opportunity to reach me. Right? And you could reach a person while he in prison. But if you abandon that person in prison, right, the chances are his reign of anger is gonna continue. For sure. All right. So anybody that been to prison know that. You know, some niggas get out and say, oh no, I gotta write my people. I gotta send some people some money. You ever seen a nigga get out of jail and he trying to send somebody else some money that was in there? He trying to send them some help. Or, man, let me take this picture. Man, let me send this picture. And I know you like, man, what the fuck is this nigga here doing? Because that person getting out understand the stress and the trauma that the people in there are dealing with. Yeah. So for him to make money off prison stories, off prison fabrication, while making money from these things, at the same time say I don't send my kids no money or no letters, is a fucking disgrace, my nigga. To any nigga that ever been through that struggle and any nigga that want to help a person go through that struggle. So you mean to tell me we ain't talking about you writing Pico. We talking about your babies. Right. Right. The white man got your babies. And you ain't got nothing for them.
You feel like that's because maybe that happened to him when he was locked up? He ain't had nobody there for him.
Exactly. And look what happened to him. So how do you break the cycle? Not by poking your chest out on the internet, getting you 1 million views while being paid for disgracing your obligation and your baby. We talking about your babies, my nigga. Yeah, motherfuckers say that's my baby regardless. We talking about your babies. You can only do that, right, when you ain't felt that way about them at all. Yeah, I don't see if you murder somebody, Pico, do you see your mother abandoning you?
Dad either.
Dad neither. If you do you see that happening? Nah. Yeah, if you go off the rails and have a mental episode and you never come back from this mental episode, do you see them abandoning you? Nah. So you can't be on the internet poking your chest out, man, when you done led your motherfucking kids that way. Nigga, your kids are Crips. They not Bloods because you a Crip. Your kids are gangsters. They'll represent the legacy you put down. That ain't their legacy. That ain't their curse. That's your curse.
Passed on.
That you passed on. And you gonna get on the internet and poke your chest out and say they worked hard to get in there? Well, you need to work harder with helping them get out of there. So you mean to tell me when they come home, you ain't got nothing for them either? So we gotta be real, man. It's cool to play and be that, but that's just how I feel about that. So let me ask you this. How do you take it? Because it's internet shit for other people, right? It's all internet shit. You see me come out and you see me get at Percy. Without you knowing me, how is it taken from a viewer watching the internet?
Honestly, I just felt like, one, Percy was hot, so it's like, of course, I feel like people always gonna go at what's hot. But I also look at it as, okay, well, there is more than one side to the story. Like, he can't be the only person.
Right,
that
it got to be more people that have been to Ferguson.
He just might have got out first and came to the internet first. But I just looked at it as, oh, this is another outlook on what
was going on.
Yeah,
and that's it. That's what I come to bring, man. I call it the clean glass versus the dirty glass, but it's just another look. But in doing so, this is the next thing I realized about the internet and why the Percy shit persists is because people like Real Tunes. Now I know this your channel, but yeah, fuck Real Tunes. Yeah, I don't give a damn if he call you and tell you to come to his motherfucking bar mitzvah. Yeah, I don't know if the nigga Jewish, black, or white. Fuck that nigga, man. Yeah, and I'm saying that because behind the scenes, niggas try to control narratives and control situations. You know what I'm saying? And you could do that with niggas that ain't never done no business. Yeah. You can't do that to a nigga that been doing more business than you, man. Yeah, you can't play that game with me, you know, the YouTube game or all that shit there. They can't do that with me. So Percy is enabled by the nigga Real Tunes. The nigga is saying he's leading Percy's career, so to speak, right? Yeah. Well, lead that nigga out his mama house, my nigga. Lead that nigga out of addiction. Yeah. Lead that nigga to a rehab. Lead that nigga somewhere where the nigga could be beneficial other than you and your views on your channel, man. Because that's the only place you leading that nigga, man. Is you wrong? I ain't saying you wrong. I'm just calling you out. Yeah. I'm just calling you out for it. Like, lead that nigga somewhere. And you know, a lot of people get mad that I say that. So let me ask you, Pico, you do content, you've been around for me. Do views make you real?
Nah, that don't make you real at all. Like, views don't make you real, money don't make you real.
But so let's say, for instance, 2 years ago, 6ix9ine was the hottest thing on the motherfucking internet. Do you remember 6ix9ine?
Yeah.
Do anybody remember Tekashi 6ix9ine?
Yeah, he's going crazier than everybody.
He going crazy than everybody. You would love a Tekashi 6ix9ine interview or just an interaction based on the energy that he's bringing and people are following to the internet.
Yeah.
Right? Okay. But Tekashi just got people real time.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, it's niggas doing life for fucking with these. Now, don't get me wrong. These niggas are explicit for fucking with him. Right? But at the same time, it's like, now we doing this interview, right? And if I get up and start fighting you, like, my nigga, I'm a rotten ass nigga. Like, wait, I done invited you in here. I done gave you this time. And nigga, you and this bitch, we in this bitch fighting and scrapping over, like, and then, but the interview go viral.
Yeah, that's how the internet
go. No, I'm saying, but the internet goes viral.
Yeah.
Now all of a sudden I'm doing interviews everywhere. And what you saying, man, nigga, rotten ass nigga, man, nigga, dirty as a motherfucker. And that's what I see in that shit. The Real Tunes and the Percy shit. I see behind the bullshit like this nigga using that nigga, this nigga lying on everybody, and they can't help nobody but themselves, and they can't go nowhere at the same time. Like, yeah, I see that in that, where everybody else like, oh man, nigga gonna get you some views.
But so man, when you say that Real Tune is like controlling the narrative behind the scenes using Percy, do you say that as far as like maybe by only interviewing Percy and like the people that it seems are like Percy's associates? Or
right, he ain't gonna do an interview like this. Or better yet, you can ask me this. Ask me, how does it end with me and Percy?
Yeah, how does it end with y'all?
you and Percy. Okay, do you see it in? Is that something you would want to see? I'm just asking as a person that's on the internet. I'm not asking like to you be on my side or anything like that. Like, a lot of these internet disputes or things, like, how do you see it ending? If you had to say it ended.
To be honest, like, the thing is with the internet, it ain't no end ever until like it in for real with somebody going to
Somebody
jail
dies
or
or
dying.
somebody goes to jail.
Right.
So somebody got the picture. Okay, for me, I personally do not give a fuck. Meaning like it ends with a phone call. Am I making sense? Yeah, it ends with a phone call. And I'm not saying a nigga gotta call me. That's not what I'm even saying. What I'm saying is, as men, right? In the scenario, it ends in a phone call, but the phone call never happens, right? Because niggas are offended, right? By me giving the real spiel without a nigga permission. So a nigga thought process is like, well, we just gonna ignore that nigga. And then if a nigga can't ignore that nigga give me a little back and forth, but nigga try their best to ignore me. I'm not the nigga you can ignore.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it ends with a phone call. RealToon won't make that happen because RealToon is scared that I'm gonna take over Percy's career or something. I'm not here to take over nobody's career, my nigga. Yeah, I'm not the career taking over nigga. I got kids.
Do you feel? Because I feel like I've heard this narrative. Shout out to OG Percy, by the way, but I feel like I've heard the narrative online, not by you per se, but just by other people online. A lot of people say it seems like content creators take advantage of Percy.
Seem like, I don't know. Have you seen OG Percy?
Yeah.
Something or somebody taking advantage of that nigga. Yeah. if it ain't the content, something, I ain't gonna get on the end, call him dolphin. We ain't gonna do that. That's kind of, disparaging. Nigga don't like that. But something, we have to agree. Him and a few more niggas, something is taking advantage of niggas.
Okay.
Yeah, whatever it is, niggas is getting took advantage of. It's clear. It's easy for you to be took advantage of when you're under the control of some kind of substance. You ever seen motherfuckers get raped like that? Physically, women, what they saying about the Puff Daddy shit. Motherfucker gave me something I got took advantage of. So motherfuckers definitely getting raped on this internet through content. Ain't no doubt about it. You gotta
That was crazy. So look.
I'm just telling you the real. Motherfucker getting took advantage of.
All right, so this is another question back to you though.
Right.
So you in jail, you going through your 8-year sentence. It's a two-part question. So one, where does the nickname Kryptonite come into play? And two, at one point in your mental, do you start going from, okay, I'm not Kryptonite, now I'm gonna move more into this CEO Hockley role.
Right. So again, man, we talk about phases in life, man. Everybody, we all go through phases. You crawl, you walk, you in a diaper, you potty train. Like, it's phases throughout your life, right? You're not running around shitting on yourself no more. Like, everybody got their different phases. So the Kryptonite thing just came in. I got the actual name in the county, right? But I'm coming from the world, from putting in work, from being who I am. And this is the name that my brothers or my people that I grew up with give me as a moniker as I head into prison, right? Okay, so you already know. Shit, I represented that, man. I live by that. That's just what it was. But it became a time where I grew out of that diaper, right? If I'm making the analogy right, you gotta understand, man. Being a Crip, being a gang member, is like a rapper. It's a young nigga sport. I mean, just look at it. If I tell you right now I'm finna put out a rap album, first thing you gonna say, this nigga too old. This nigga too old, man. That's the same way with the gang mentality. It is a young nigga mentality. It's not a mentality that produces anything positive. So it's not one you should be carrying into old age. You could get stuck in that. You know how people have growth spurs? You could get stuck in that mentality. So some people are stuck being 17-year-old Crips. They still wearing that shitty diaper, if I had to put it in context. So I grew out of that diaper. Prison allowed me to grow out of that diaper because the reward from being Kryptonite was nothing but a jail cell. I got no other reward other than the jail cell. That's it. Yeah, all the fights, all the shootings, all my whole reward was a jail cell on Ferguson unit. So I grew out of that diaper. I took that shitty diaper off and shit, got potty trained and kept it moving. Now, the CEO aspect of it is like, a lot of people use acronyms in front of their names, right? YFN Lucci, or different acronyms in front of their names, right? To get themselves, their status or their identity or their mentality. So the CEO is just that. If you look at it from a hip hop standpoint, it's an acronym that stands for Chief Executive Officer, right? Of me, though. Yeah, like you got to be a CEO of yourself, or you could be a CEO of a company, if that makes any sense.
Sure.
Right? Right. So I encourage everybody to put CEO in front of their name. It's a mentality of saying I'm responsible of self. You know what I'm saying? I'm responsible from the highest level to the lowest level. We associate CEO with money, but CEO should be associated with mentality. If you get the CEO mentality, the money will come.
Yeah, sure. So was this taking place in prison where maybe the mindset evolved, like when I get out, because like you've done a lot of huge things that I feel like some people allow to go under the radar, where this just being a constant figure to give back within your own community, give back to the kids, reinvest in your community, on top of having your own business and brand that you put on for. Where these are plans, like maybe, you sitting up in jail just thinking, man, when I get out, this, that, and the third, or how did all that?
No, just really, man, I just wanted to get out and stay free, man. The number one goal coming home is how do I function in society without coming back to this place? Like that's everybody goal coming home. Of course, we want money, we want bitches, we want all that shit, but the main goal is being alive and free. You know, that's the first job you got coming out of prison. Stay alive, stay free. That bitch a full-time job. Do you hear what I'm telling you? So the other stuff comes with character. Same way we talking about the other nigga. When you start getting money, your character show. So once I start getting money and the money and things start going my way, and I start catching breaks that put me up, I just realized I always been a nigga that wanted to help people. Yeah. And I ain't want to be a nigga that shit on people. I wanted to be a nigga that help people. And I always been that person. That's really it. That's character. Some people get the money and then they don't write their kids. They don't visit their kids. You see what I'm saying? That was never me. Yeah, I got the money. I got the bread. Let me slice this loaf up and share some of it.
Yeah, I for sure I heard you spoke on like where it was whether you were helping people from behind the walls or then getting out and then still sending things, you know what I'm saying, to take care of those.
Right. Well, y'all, you saw right here, bro, and we just chopping it up. Yeah. But you saw me telling y'all my cousin coming home. Now you 3-4 months later, you see him on the news.
Right.
Like, I'm sitting there telling you what I'm going to do or what's going to happen when somebody comes home, and you able to see that.
Yeah, in real time.
In real time. So who doing that, though? And I'm not saying who doing it like I'm better than anybody. What I'm saying is it's not an act. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. I'm not putting on for the camera. Like, I can only do that if I've been doing that.
Right. So let's talk again, like some of those notable connections, like you mentioned, Blue Hands. You got the Dewberries, Hollywood, Charleston Whites. Like, how did these people become someone that you could look at as peers, friends, or whatever that connection?
Right. Most of those are prison relationships. Me and Charleston don't have a prison relationship. I met Charleston through Blue Hands. You know what I'm saying? At the time when Charleston was doing his community activist stuff, right? Mm-hmm. So regardless of what people say or feel about Charleston, Charleston put in a lot of work for a lot of years, right? Charleston them used to come to the store when I opened up the store because everybody would come see Hockley at the store based on how far kryptonite came, right? So it became the same way it is now. It became a beacon for niggas that I went through the struggle with to pull up and get some game and kick it and get some understanding on how to keep moving forward out here. It's just steel sharpens steel, and everybody start connecting, and it becomes a pooling of resources.
Yeah. So speaking on that note, Charleston, one of the biggest influencers in Texas, if
Right.
not the damn United States at this point.
Yeah, my partner.
Yeah. At this point, when you have this connection with him, is he still as charismatic as he is? Is still as blunt as he is in today's time, or did
Right.
he grow?
Nothing changed. The nigga
Yeah.
you see on camera is the nigga you get in real life. Yeah, nothing changed. That's just what it is with him. You know what I'm saying? And now the disrespect part of it is because, like he say, it's a psychology play on that. Hey, niggas don't respect nothing but disrespect. It's the only thing that gets your attention is the disrespect. Nigga don't accept in this day and time, in this element, in this energy. Nigga don't accept kindness. Kindness is taken for weakness. So you can get more accomplished by being disrespectful than you can being kind.
That's it's crazy, man. If you feel like that's just a universal thing or just within our people?
I think it's just a universal thing. It's more psychology. It's more of a mind thing than anything. We have a natural drawing to negative things.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have a natural joint. If I tell you, hey man, come over here and look at this painting I drew, you be like, all right. But if I tell you, come over here, man, look at this dead body, nigga dead over here, you'll be there and you'll be there quick.
Yeah.
Right now, for real. But the pain is like, nigga trying to get me a seat. I know you could draw, nigga. Like, yeah, you get that shit. So it's just a natural drawing with that. And, you know, Charleston, my partner, man. What you think about him and the Woody thing? You want to ask me about that?
That's where I was going with it.
Okay.
You know, I see he linked in with YSL, Lil Woody, however they, whatever moniker he goes by. But I feel like that was damn near right on time because, people on the internet, they calling Charleston a snitch. They calling him Rat Williams and
Right.
putting all these jackets on him. But then we've never seen him in the position that we've seen Lil Woody in, actually on the stand in a case, an active case, saying,
right,
giving information, and on top of the interrogation videos and things. So I feel like that was honestly crazy to see.
Right. Yeah, you followed the trial pretty close, man. Yeah, you was pretty much a court reporter. Pico was court reporting on the YSL trial that's still going on. And I said he gonna go to jail. Look like he gonna get off.
Who's that, Woody or Thug?
No, Thug.
Oh yeah, I think he's gonna get off.
It's getting kind of raggedy.
Yeah, it is.
They already switched the judge, and now the new judge ready to quit.
Yeah. So
it's getting kind of drawn out. But you saying about Charleston and Woody, right? Well, you just said it, man. Charleston been in this internet game, longer than Woody has. And the problem is that, again, Charleston expressed this problem. Charleston issue is with the people that are managing Woody, who once managed him, right? That's where his issue is at. And, by default, same way like with Percy, I'm really getting at the RealtoonTV nigga. So I got to push this nigga into them niggas.
Okay.
Yeah. So it really runs into that because Charleston just trying to share a little wisdom with the brother. You know what I'm saying? Trying to show the nigga the way. But it's hard. The internet is hard to trust who say what, who do what. But the thing is that, man, he like, look, man, let me show you how to do it. Let me show you how to get it. Now we can agree to disagree. Oh, nah, you doing it wrong, I'm doing it right. That's cool. But then you can't use my name at the same time to do it your way.
Yeah.
Take my name out the play.
Yeah.
Yeah. Take my name out the play. Since you so hot and it's so loud, take my name out the play. And whether they did or didn't, I really don't know. But that's Charleston's stand on it.
They cloud chasing to run their business up off of the name,
off the name, but then also take no instructions from me neither. Yeah, so had YS Woody had some other people that he knew, you know what I'm saying, and did it their way, would have been cool. But no, he got them and they used all Charleston connections to get YSL Woody money. You know what I'm saying?
So what do you think would make that situation right? Because I heard that him speak on like, oh, well, this person used to manage me, this person used to be around me, and just off of being around me. Now they done attach themselves to this person using my name. What do you feel like is the solution in that?
Ain't no make the situation right. Meaning like ain't no right, ain't no wrong. Man expressed how he felt. The other dude expressed how he felt. We don't. It ain't right or wrong. We can't agree to disagree. But the solution, where there is one, is if they depend on working together again. That's what we're dealing with. We're dealing with working together. Would you want to work with former people that you no longer do business with? How hard is that for you to go back to?
Man.
Okay, so that's the situation you dealing with. It ain't rocket science, bro.
Yeah.
It's real life. We just not used to real life being displayed on the internet like that.
Right.
Yeah, so why else would he go his way? Charleston go his way? Ain't nobody wrong.
Yeah. Do you see the back and forth stopping? Because like shit, Charleston been talking. I mean, you know, Charleston gonna talk that shit, but he been talking that shit
you
about
saying
Woody. What's the thing is
Barry White?
Barry White, what's his name? Angel or somebody?
Yeah, listen here, man. You gonna get punched on. If nothing else happened by this internet, you gonna get punched on. How long would it last? You don't know, but you know, it's the internet.
Yeah. Or is this just another one of Charleston's famous plays? Because you know, I feel like he done ran a few plays and had the world convinced.
Well, I'm gonna tell you this. You want to be Charleston White then. In that situation, that's a situation you want to be in where everybody think everything is a play.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the space you want to be in. Everybody don't want to be played on, so everything is a play. And guess what? He playing. He said all the time. He just a mediocre fiddler player that playing good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So shit, that's like, yeah, shout out to Nut, man. Shout out to Charleston, shout out to Dewberry, shout out to Sane, shout out to the team, man. Listen, nigga made it to the top of the mountain, man. He can feel how he want to feel.
Yeah, so speaking on playing and the top of the mountain, this one situation we know is not for play, and it's a nigga that was at the top of the mountain. This Diddy situation. Now, I feel like Diddy's downfall have been damn near faster than anybody's.
Yeah, so the Diddy, take that. Take that. That nigga meant that shit. Diddy meant that shit.
Yeah.
He meant that shit. But the Diddy situation, I think is overhyped, man. Of course, I think in Diddy's scenario, it's definitely them trying to strip him of his power because of him putting a lawsuit against the liquor people. Mm-hmm. Yeah, him putting a lawsuit against the liquor people got Diddy in this situation, man. He fucked with some powerful people, and you know, they brought skeletons out of his closet, and the skeletons couldn't easily go back into the closet. He had to take a fall based on the skeletons, but because of other stuff we have seen in the past, like R. Kelly, Jeff Epstein, or even Bill Cosby, who is now free and all the way out the situation, we don't acknowledge that, right? Because they brought him down the same way. I think Diddy has a high chance of getting out of the situation, not restoring his credibility. He will never restore his credibility, but he has a high chance of getting out the situation because the shit they talking about freak offs, man, come on, man. Like,
not illegal to have sex. No?
I'm saying the feds raid your 2 houses and all they have to talk about is $1,000 of baby oil. Yeah. I don't even think that's evidence at that point. Just think about it. We're talking about the federal government saying they have a case against a leader of a sex ring, and all they find is 1,000 bottles of baby oil. Yeah. Or they got tapes. Well, I'm more sure if there's tapes, they're showing people being explicit in their behavior, meaning they showing how good that bitch was giving head. Yeah. And how she was getting high-fived in the motherfucker. Am I making sense? Yeah. Because the tapes work both ways. Yeah.
So you feel like it's gonna be some other notable people that go down with Diddy. One name I keep hearing is Jay-Z. They keep putting Jay-Z.
Go down for what? Fucking on tape?
They,
this is not a pedophile ring. Am I making sense? Meaning, like, let's say Jay-Z is on the tape fucking somebody. What are you going down for?
Well, now they got it. At first, it was just like, oh, these niggas having these sex-fueled, drug-fueled parties. But now, you know, they got this Tony Busby, the lawyer out of Houston. He got 120 new Diddy victims, a Diddy hotline, and they saying there's 25 minors in there from 9 years old and up.
Yeah, sometimes that shit just made up. Some of that shit just made up. Yeah, shout out to Tony Busman, man. G County, he from Galveston. Shout out to Tony. Tony on the play. He just running the play, man. Everybody else run the play. He ran the play with Deshaun Watson. Everybody else run the play. I mean, that's what he do. He is a lawsuit attorney, and that's what he do. He go find you the money. So his thing is to make it as scandalous as he need to make it so he can get paid. Shout out to the hometown favorite, Tony Busby. He just tried to run for mayor here in Houston.
Okay. So, but with this situation, have we ever seen such a smear campaign? Because, you know,
man, Pico, listen, where we at? This High Thought, this nigga, hold on, let me get off this car. There's some freaking going on. It's cold, nigga. What you talking about? What you mean, nigga? Freak offs? Everybody and their mama, it's a Diddy party going on tonight somewhere. Yeah. What you mean? Freak offs? Come on, man, be for real. Freak offs? They have them in the back of the church.
But then they putting them in the mix with saying he blew up Kid Cudi's car. He had something to do with Tupac murder.
Nah, that's just been a toxic. That's been a toxic nigga. At the end of the day, man, you know, you done some shit with a bitch. You know, that's your bitch. You fighting, a bitch fighting, and y'all both toxic. But like I said, we know Cassidy is explicit in this situation. She have to be explicit in this situation. Why? She came into the situation with a nigga. She left a nigga to be with Puff. So what does that tell you?
She on go already.
She on go. What we just talked about earlier about character. By coming here fighting, y'all fucked up. So a nigga, your nigga bring you around this man to advance your career, and you leave your nigga for the power.
That's your character.
That's your character. Well, now you know most women want to level up, but wait, that's the same way she left Puffy. Puffy brings a trainer around a trainer, and she leaves with the trainer.
So yeah, okay.
The way she came is the way she left.
Yeah.
So what prison has she been in?
And it's damn near, to me, you know, if you've been around somebody 20 years, not to say all 20 of them was...
It's a toxic relationship.
Yeah.
Is it criminal? I wouldn't go as far as to say you need a life sentence. It ain't racketeering for sure.
But I'm saying if you hitting Puffy with this, Cassie is an accomplice because she's taking part in these.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. So whatever it is criminally, it ain't no motherfucking life sentence racketeering charge.
Yeah.
Yeah, this a nigga with his bitch, and they falling out. They being toxic to each other.
Yeah. Yeah,
I say again, she left a nigga to get with Puff, who brought her around Puff. Puff brought a nigga around her, and she left with that nigga. Let the nigga out. My nigga, like, this just some toxic shit. Now, the freak out shit is just some nigga. I done paid for you bitches to come out here. Get naked. Yeah. I ain't beat y'all.
You know, they saying that the reason they wanted them tapes so bad is because of the blackmail and the other people of power that have been to these parties.
Well, again, Pico, you probably had a party here 2 nights ago. Like, whether motherfucker is a blackmail or not, these freak offs are not criminal offenses. Now, we are hearing about Diddy parties. They even promoted Diddy parties on MTV. Everybody know about a Diddy party. Many people have been to a Diddy party. And guess what they say? Man, I don't know nothing about the freak out, meaning you had the opportunity to leave.
Chose to stay.
Now listen, everybody say they done been to a Diddy party. Ain't nothing like a Diddy party. Let's go to a Diddy party. Multiple people are saying, I went, but I ain't see that. So that means you have to be explicit in that behavior.
Yeah.
Does this make it? Is you reading in between the lines of the thing?
Yeah.
People are saying, I went to the parties. I ain't see that. Yeah, I was there. Nah, that wasn't going on. I ain't know. People doing that. So you had to know that was going on and you had to stay so you can participate.
Hang around till 2 in the morning.
You had to stay. Wait. We're gonna wait till they pass out them bottles. That's me. Everybody that know, and everybody that went. Is that a crime though?
Nah. I think they try to make it a crime because, and again, to me, it's not because you see so many rappers, athletes rap and talk about, oh, I flew this girl out. And
right. So let me ask you this. Beyonce knows is married. Would you fuck Beyonce?
Hell yeah, I don't give a damn about Jay-Z.
You don't give a damn about Jay-Z. So listen, you'll fuck Beyonce. Why? You want some of that Beyonce pussy, right? I'm just saying, right or wrong, you want some of that Beyonce pussy. Like, you don't give a fuck about Jay-Z, and you don't give a fuck about no wedding vow.
I don't give a fuck about
if Beyonce send you the black car out here, you getting in the black car and going to go get some of that Beyonce pussy.
Right, on the way to Third Ward or wherever she taking it.
Wherever she taking. That's all Puff did. Them hoes couldn't wait to get that puffy dick. They waited after the party was over, drunk the bottles. They wanted to suck a rich nigga dick.
Yeah.
That's just what that is. They couldn't wait to participate. Same way you can't wait for Beyonce to send the car. It's the same thing. Am I lying?
Nah, it's the same.
It's the exact same thing. So when we talking about freak offs and baby oil, like, I don't see the crime here.
Another thing I'm hearing is that, people are saying that granted, Puff might be a freak, but they saying for the type of things he was doing, he had to be taught or introduced to that walk of life. It's not something that he just stumbled upon and said, I'm going to start throwing parties.
Well, it's like with me with the gang shit, my nigga. Just the environment that you in. Yeah, just the environment that you in, man. Puffy is a hypersexual male. Now, how he gonna pull that off in jail? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I ain't gonna pull that shit off in jail, but now the gang shit, I done heard some ass cheek clappings going on. The thing about the Cassidy thing is him hiring big black cocks. The fuck, like that part there. See, y'all listening, I'm listening. What he did? What? Now that's the part of not the blowing up kid cutty car, but that the nigga would hire big black cocks to watch him run up in Cassidy. Now I'm confused about that part of it. Now somebody got to come in. One of these sex therapists got to come in and help me understand what makes a heterosexual male order some big black cocks for his bitch to sit on. Like,
he's just watching the corner.
Yeah, Puff ain't have enough dick or something. What's going on? I'm confused. Something is confusing here. What makes this interesting?
Yeah.
Right? Unless he into them big black color. I don't like that. Yeah, so hold on, Puffy, before I come into the party. Now, hold up. I need to know some rules because shit, I go to the nigga party if he get out right now. Yeah, Puffy throw a party, nigga. So you mean tell me you wasn't gonna go to a Diddy party if you was invited?
Man, look, I can't lie. I know some people that have been to the nigga party and same shit. They say like I ain't hear about none of that. So I'm feeling like for them freak offs, you are
explicit in them.
You're chosen.
Yeah,
like, everybody can. Like niggas might be able to come. Yeah, come drink champagne with us. You can't stay after we gonna bring the drug trades out.
Right.
Yeah. So
and people stand around for the shit. Look, Diddy parties happen every night right here in the city of Houston, man. Yeah, it's one a night, man. You might not get the text, but it's one going down tonight. They happen every night. So I don't see him doing no life sentence about them freakouts, man.
Yeah.
But let's say this, it's also a reflection of his character because before this, we would hear about him taking advantage of artists. So, see, that's why your character plays a role in the takedown, if I'm making any sense. Because prior to us knowing that this was going on amongst women for all these years, Diddy was known for taking advantage of his artists, taking people publishings, just not doing right by people. So,
they got all these allegations coming out, like they saying that Justin Bieber was a victim at like 14, and they saying Usher. They say he allegedly made Usher butt bleed.
Yeah, probably so. Like, I don't. Hey, At this point, we don't know. But are those crimes?
Usher, they say Usher was 10 at the time, so
Yeah,
yeah.
that's that sensationalization. Try to, like, believe me, if you fuck with kids, people will know.
Yeah.
I don't think Puffy fuck with kids.
Yeah, guess we gonna find out.
No, we not. Yeah, I'm turning that shit off.
Yeah, they got the allegation that he was messing with the 9-year-old boy.
Yeah, that's all bullshit, man. That's all bullshit. Yeah, nigga 40 saying he got fucked with it when he was 9. All right, who else you fucked, man? Who they pass you around to? Nigga flew out a 9-year-old and put his dick in. Man, get on with that shit.
So what's your thoughts on someone that shed light on this like years before it happened? Jaguar Wright. You know, she seems like she got a lot of inside information.
Well, I'm gonna say this, man. I think Jaguar Wright is a nut. I think that bitch is crazy as crazy get. I know when the motherfucking cuckoo bird flew out the nest. Yeah, I know when you see a motherfucking cuckoo bird on the loose. But it's a pocket for a conversation. The internet has created a pocket for her voice, and her voice is being used now because of the allegations and the stuff that's going on. But what she was speaking on, whether true, false, or exaggerated, is just the nature of the industry. Like I say, you see that right now in the local Houston scene. Bitches getting passed around, niggas doing drugs, and it's so she's speaking on the nature of the culture. So I'm not saying she's a liar. What I'm saying is she's a cuckoo bird. Yeah. Meaning like she's taking, you know, minimum situations and make them extreme. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? She's saying them in a way in which they are entertaining, in which you want to be gravitated. It's like a art of storytelling. She's taking her singing ability and turning into this storyteller, right? Yeah. But I wouldn't take that shit with a grain of salt. Like,
but then you got other people like, what's his name, Orlando Brown. He coming out with similar stories.
Yeah, another cuckoo bird. Yeah, what you mean? That nigga say he sucked the dick. You know you crazy. If you come out and say you suck the dick as a straight man, that nigga what? That's cuckoo bird number 2. But I get it. The internet is a place for that kind of entertainment. It creates that kind of pocket for that to go on. Yeah, I get it. So Puffy got herself in the situation, and Jaguar Wright here to say that she right. So yeah, that's what it is. I see they trying to get Jay-Z. You know what I'm saying? But
so that goes into my next topic. So something that happened. I mean, it happened a couple of years ago, but we just saw the trial in live time. Young Dolph.
Oh man,
he was murdered. So they say that they allege that Big Jook, which is Yo Gotti's brother, he got into another nigga's head by the name of Govan Hernandez, or however it go, and he found a pill head, Cornelius, and then he found an aspiring rapper, Straight Drop, and basically sent them on $100,000 mission to get Dolph out the way.
Right. And you asking me what I thought about it, right?
And what are you thinking about that trial now that you see that one of the guys that went on that mission says he didn't get, not only did he say he didn't get paid, but he's revealing the whole plot as to how this came about and who said what up.
Right. So I think that trial, man, unlike the YSL trial, which is a little telling too, but that trial in particular, which lasted only 4 days, right?
Yeah.
It's a 4-day trial, man. It goes to show you what the streets are really about, right? If nothing else, it shows you what the streets are really about, meaning the person you go put the work in will tell on you, right? The people that are putting you up to do the work will tell on you. Yeah. You know, making sense? Like, sure. It goes to show you that there's no code, street code. The street code only exists on the internet. In real life, is not present. In the courtroom, it is not present. The next thing it shows you is how desperate we are in the street community. When I say desperate, what do I mean? They say they was gonna pay them $100,000, and that inspired them to make this shit happen. And they killed him. And what they end up getting paid, Pico?
And I know the guy that was talking, Cornelius, said he only got $800, and it was like a $300, and then he got another $500 check in the mail or something like that.
Right. So he got $800 in total, right, to murder young Dolph. And basically, we gonna say that $800 came from Big Juke, right?
Yeah.
Go Vaughn them, but it wasn't $1,000. It was $800. Now let's just do some math. Let's round up to $1,000 real quick. Let's break it down. You ready?
Yeah.
Is you ready to break it down? You in there with CEO. Let's break it down to $1,000. $1,000 is what? 1% of 100 grand.
Yeah.
So just to break it down realer, somebody say they're gonna give you $1, but they give you a penny. That's two different. That's two different scales. I got $1 for you, Pico. I'm gonna give you this $1, but then you show up, I give you a penny. What can you do with a penny?
Not a damn thing.
Not a damn thing. So the $1 was waved in front of them, and it was switched out for a penny on. That's street nigga play all day, every day. Why is that a street nigga play? Because you got to make sure you get the $1 first. Am I making sense?
Yeah.
A bird in the hand is better than two in the bush.
Yeah.
Am I making sense? Street nigga play, man. He go $1, come through this, hey, man, nigga turn around, give you a penny because you done already done what needed to be did. Okay, but the energy doesn't stop there. Just because the nigga played on you and gave you a penny, guess what happens? Big Jook paid $800, we could say, to get young Dolph killed. But that $800 went way further than that because he paid $800 for himself to get killed.
Yeah.
The same $800 got Big Jook murdered in front of his mama at a funeral. I don't know if I'm making sense here.
Yeah.
Meaning if Big Jook doesn't pay the $800, young Dolph is alive, he is alive. Am I correct? I'm talking to the young people to understand what's going on. So Big Jook ran game. He waved $1, got a nigga fucked off, gave the people $800. He was being slick 2 times. 2 times slick, but everything slick don't slide. Everything that slide ain't slick. Am I making sense? Everything that slide ain't slick. He gets himself murdered. Not only did he get himself murdered, he got 2 people a life sentence. Look how far the $800 done went. He got 2 in the $800, got a millionaire killed, got him killed, got 2 people a life sentence, right? And he got his brother's company, CMG, under federal investigation.
Yeah.
All for $800.
Domino effect.
Domino effect. Am I understand? Well, making any sense to the young people out here? Don't get yourself took out, man. This is what you call being tricked off the streets. You ever heard that?
Yeah.
This is what you call being tricked off the streets. Big Jook didn't only trick them, he tricked himself right off the streets.
So when you see a move like, all right, this happens, and then we see what happens with Big Jook. Like you said, this happens, but his mama is unharmed,
Right.
Thankfully. Do you feel like it was maybe an inside job? Because maybe if somebody was getting get back, they was just gone.
Right. But now you got to understand this, man. The most dangerous person in the world is a man with his mind made up. You can't do nothing with a man when their mind is made up. Nothing.
Yeah.
If a nigga wants you, he gonna get you. They had their mind made up that day. That was it. That's all you see. Same way we see with Tupac get shot. Did Suge shut him up? Nah. Niggas in that car had their mind made up. They got their man.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, they got their man, bro. That's it. When you riding and your mind made up, you trying to get your man. Yeah, that's all it boiled down to.
So they had some court documents come out yesterday, and I guess whether it be that Govan is talking still, or Govan is talking, or Cornelius is still giving information. It says that the court documents from the Young Dolph murder.
Hold on. Hey, baby, what's going on? In Houston, finna head back. I came up here and picked up them supplies. And no, I went later, baby. But I left the store, came up here, grabbed the supplies. I also grabbed you some Krispy Kreme. I stopped by there, and right now I'm in what is Pico, Mo City.
Like Mo City staff.
Yeah, on my way back by Bellway 8, I stopped right here and hollered at with Pico, dude on the internet. Hello? Can you hear me? Oh, we doing an interview. All right.
Yeah, I just got a couple more questions. I know.
Oh, nah, we good. She ain't. She be scared I be having like nigga ass gunned a nigga down or something. All right.
So some court documents surfaced yesterday, and it says from the Young Dolph murder case, it revealed bounties were put on everyone from PRE, not just Young Dolph. So it says that Dolph had a total of $100K on him, Key Glock $50K, somebody by the name of PRE Woo $50K, $5K for Moochie Grape, and $20K for someone named Snoop Bands.
Right.
So how do you feel about that, hearing that they have bounties on damn near the whole roster of PRE?
I don't feel no way about it. Like, that's just how the game go. Yeah, meaning like, that's just how the game work, man. At the end of the day, when you get money, you want shit handled. Yeah, nigga try to get handled. But again, it worked both ways. What I'm saying is the energy of murder worked both ways. On the road to revenge, dig 2 graves. Right? You gotta dig 2 graves on the road to revenge.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta dig 2 graves. Straight up, like that. So at the end of the day, he paid $800 for everything to get fucked up. Yeah, if that makes any sense. The reality of that is that, man, he paid $800 for everything to get fucked up. And if you look at that footage of the Young Dolph killing, you will see Young Dolph brother even shooting back. Young Dolph never had a gat, and that don't even save you, man.
Yeah, he actually hit both of them. But he didn't hit them good enough, I guess, to
affect it in any way. But that's how the shit work, bro.
I see online people are blaming Raven, which is the cashier from the cookie store, saying that she ain't stopping from shooting.
That's online shit. Yeah, nigga ass online. Niggas just online making content.
Yeah. Okay, so that goes to next topic. So I covered it a few days ago. You had Finesse 2 times. So his mama comes out. She make a post on Facebook. I guess he's had another baby not too long ago, and the mama been watching the baby, I'm assuming, and feeling like maybe like this baby don't look like me or my son. So she tell him he needs to get a DNA test.
Yeah.
So she does that, finds out 0% in relation to him or his mom.
Right.
As a man in that type of situation, how would you react?
Finesse got finesse, man. Let's just say what it is, man. Finesse got finesse. Tender dick niggas get tender dick results, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? I pray that I'm never in a situation where I'm fucking with a bitch that's fucking with multiple partners. That's the first thing. Meaning, like, I pray I'm not fucking a bitch without protection that's fucking multiple partners. And the mere fact that I was weak in that situation, he still want to blame Junior for whatever reason. Like, it's just levels of insecurity there like that. Like, listen, my nigga, the bitch finesse you, your mama help expose it, and that's just what it is, man. Again, a nigga be thinking they be pimping hoes the whole time the bitch been pimping you.
Damn, that's deep.
Yeah, that's just the
That's deep.
reality of it. Like, yeah, because the way the bitch pimp you is by giving you everything you want, making you feel secure in the situation while she do whatever she want.
Yeah.
Yeah, so classic thing, man. Yeah, finesse got finesse. That's just what it is. But that shit you learn early in life. You know, these niggas is rich and famous, learning this shit in life. Nigga got all these. He called the bitch himself poor. What you doing with a poor bitch? Show your level of intelligence. Yeah, you with a poor bitch that will fuck you a week after leaving you and come back with another nigga come in them and make you claim the baby and beat the baby, and then you think it's your partner because you got the bitch from your partner. How you get a bitch from your partner that you wifing up? Like all that shit is just tender dick energy, my nigga. Tender dick energy, and just weak shit, man. Finesse a hell of a rapper though. He a hell of a musician, nigga. That back end, all that shit go hard. Yeah. Real life though, baby, you a sucker when it comes to them hoes, man. Finesse got finesse 2 times, cause he got another bitch, and the baby is his, and she finessing him. So finesse 2 times is living up to the finesse. Yeah, straight like that. Yeah, he living up to the name, nigga. He got finesse 2 times, nigga.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Last thing. So Mike Tyson, Jake Paul, they set to fight next month. A lot of people they putting their money on Mike Tyson. They saying, man, this is one of the greatest boxers ever. Mind you, he's in his 60s fighting against a guy that's I don't even think he's 30 yet.
Right.
Where do you see this going? And is this all just a scheme for clicks and views?
It's all a scheme, man. I don't know what to say about that. Jake Paul is not a fighter. He's been training, he's been fighting, but he can't fight no real fighters, man. He can't niggas to smoke his ass. That's why he's not in the realm of boxing. You understand what I'm saying? Nigga will smoke his ass, man. He been exercising, he been working out. That shit look good. I don't know what to say about the Mike Tyson shit, man. I really don't, man. Do I think Mike Tyson gonna get in there and I don't know what the fuck Mike Tyson gonna do, really, to be honest with you, man, because they already had to postpone the shit because the nigga too old.
Yeah.
So I don't know what actually happens inside the ring in the fight. I hope he doesn't disgrace his legacy and himself by getting his ass knocked out, but I wouldn't be surprised if he does, because I know whatever done happened, they done paid his ass for it to happen. So just want to see how much they done paid, nigga. You hear what I'm saying? So if his ass flop out like a fish, they done played a pretty penny for this nigga ass to get his ass knocked out. So I don't know, man. At this point, all that shit is staged, man, to me, personally, as it relates to Jake Paul.
Okay. Yeah, actually, this is the last thing. So I saw one of the leaders of the Black Lives Matter movement, and he's not the first one, but he's the more recent one.
Black Lives Matter, that shit's still around.
Man, the nigga just got locked up for that shit. They talking about he got locked up for wire fraud. He just stole all the money and was using the money to buy him a house, live out his dreams, take trips.
Right.
Yeah. So he said he ran a fake charity scheme and personally profited off of the murder of George Floyd. Bought himself a house in Ohio. Got sentenced 3.5 years. With wire fraud and money laundering. So when that type of shit happens, again, because as a black person, when you think of Black Lives Matter and you see like people pushing for the cause, you want to think it's some real shit. But in the back of your mind, dude, this just reiterate the fact that like these niggas ain't right. Niggas trying to get the upper hand always.
Man, I don't know, man. But again, it is a classic tale of niggas lying and not doing right by people. You know what I'm saying? It is a classic tale. I ain't know Black Lives Matter still existed. Didn't they have another leader did something like, yeah, so nah, it's just what it is, man. Niggas and money don't mix. Niggas that be begging, especially niggas that be begging for shit. Don't trust a nigga I ain't giving a nigga nothing, a quarter, a nickel, or nothing. I don't give a fuck if you got your can out and your cup out and your legs out, nigga. Your ass get ran over fucking with me. Because I understand tokenomics. Tokenomics is the minute you give somebody something, you encourage that behavior. So when you give the man the money in front of the store, he keeps showing up to the store. It's no different from like putting a quarter in a machine. But the minute nobody gives him nothing, he don't get the results he wants and he finds somewhere else to go or something else to do. But the minute you keep putting the money in the machine, the game keep going.
That sound like a couple niggas off YouTube that I know.
Oh shit, you ain't lying. All these niggas off YouTube, nigga. Yeah, you ain't asked me about the FDA.
That was
Yeah, well, FDA, that nigga owe me $40. Him and Rose got me for $40, man. And I'm gonna keep bringing that up. I really came up here to collect my $40, but I gotta leave. Next time I come up here, I'm gonna let Pico set up the meeting. FDA, nigga. Yeah, FDA is an internet character created by you. See, you is Real Tunes of FDA. I know what's going on, but see, before I ain't think it was you. I thought it was a DK. Because remember, he was running around talking about DK got him under a management contract. Yeah. The whole time, he Black Lives Matter DK. You know what I'm saying? Whole time, he Black Lives Matters DK on this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man, something's going on with this internet shit and this getting paid on the 21st. They got niggas acting weird and acting crazy. Now he can sit down with Percy and him and Percy cool. See what I'm saying? I ain't got time for all this motherfucker.
Think him and Loco cool behind the scenes?
I don't know, man. Nah, I don't think. They both broke. So it's hard for two broke niggas to get along. Two broke niggas can't get along. If you both one Uber call away from goddamn me losing everything, yeah, you got to get around nigga that got something. See, he gotta be around Real Tunes and Percy to keep the motherfucking play going. He can't get nothing off Loco ass, man. Yeah, he can't get nothing off Loco at all, man. I don't know how that shit done played out so long, but it done played out long enough to where, man, them niggas need to cut that shit out, man. Yeah, niggas need to go on. Shout out to FDA. Shout out to Loco. Yeah, y'all both are in the slow class. Nigga, yeah, class and moving on, and y'all both in the back slobbing out the mouth.
Yeah, they say Loco is a grade A manipulator. Say he able to get people to follow him, listen to him, and he big juking niggas. Waving the dollar, and the whole time it ain't even a real dollar.
Again, you gotta show me the people, man, because the bitches and the niggas I done seen, nah, nigga. Nah, niggas goddamn taking advantage of the mentally ill. Yeah, that's what I see. Nigga ass taking advantage of the mentally ill and the fat. Nigga, I know what's going on. Yeah, nigga goddamn targeting the depressed people. Yeah, I know what the fuck going on. Nigga ain't targeting no able, willing body, mind, sound, right people. Yeah, nah, nigga on some motherfucking predator dolphin shit. Nigga out here taking dolphin pussy. You hear what I'm telling you? Yeah, that's what these niggas got going on. Shout out to them niggas, man. I'm tired of beating up on them niggas, man. I be whooping them niggas' ass every goddamn time I get on this motherfucker. I ain't know them niggas before I got on here. They try to defend Percy and got their ass whooped.
Yeah.
Yeah, these are your colleagues on the internet. Yeah, these your colleagues on the internet. This is the universe. Like 50 Cent created the Power universe. Pico created the Loco and FDA universe. Yeah, this is his sector. Yeah. Yeah, he done gave these niggas a platform to goddamn act out, and he got the catalog. This is his Marvel Universe sector right here, man. Yeah, this goddamn Marvel Universe sector that Pico created.
Yeah. So closing out, let the people know, I know you always got some new shit working, whether you bring it to the forefront or wait for it to get there and then it's here. What's some things that people can, we fourth quarter now, about to go into the new year.
Fourth quarter, man. I'm having my 10-year anniversary, man. Galveston County, man. 10 in, man. We did the damn thing. We also finna open up the apartments. Y'all saw we're gonna do like a block party event, reopening the apartments into the neighborhood. In the coming weeks, you're gonna see my brother come home, see the same kind of run that we had with Thomas with my brother. It's all good, man. Keep me in y'all prayers, man. Keep supporting. Make sure y'all support Pico and the young folks over here. Make sure y'all keep things, keep things moving, man. Support the ones that didn't quit, man. Support the ones that stayed down, man. And, that's really it, man. If not, if you ain't able to be a part of it, at least you got the witness, man. We here now, man. That's what time it is.
Facts. Last thing I just